Okay, come and see. You think it's good? Do you look pointy? There.
Okay. Behind the scene. My forehead was so pointy.
What time is it? It's 4:58. I started filming this just for like, you know how
Oh, it's
intro
already
is?
on. Okay. Alright, what are we gonna say first? Welcome to
My channel. So I'm gonna introduce myself and then I'll introduce you.
so that we could just keep talking normally.
Okay then. Hey guys, so welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Tasha, but you can call me Van, and this is Fun Living. So I have my friend here. You guys have seen her in the first video, Kate.
Hello, I'm Kate.
Yeah, so for today's video, you guys have been asking, like I get a lot of messages on Facebook about studying in Poland and the application process. So we prepared a little series about you know, studying in Poland, the application process, accommodation, and anything you could think of. Mention them in the comments and we will prepare a different video about it. So the reason I picked Kate to do this is because Kate has a website where she talks about studying in Poland and she gives advice to students, especially from Thailand, who want to come and study here. So Kate, tell us about your website.
Okay, so my website, and also I have a page, it's called Edupol, and mostly it's about the information of the university scholarships and how to apply for university, the applications processes, for mostly is in Thai because I provide it to Thai students, and like more like consult the students, even the parents if who they are interested, and like the living costs and everything about being a student here in Poland.
Yeah, so like it's basically like a blog about life in Poland, because I noticed you also have pictures on there of like things that happened
Yes.
in uni. You guys should check it out. Like it's in Thai, but then like, you know how you could look at pictures and like understand.
Just imagine that you understand Thai.
Yeah, but make content in English as well for viewers who would be interested in your life, Kate.
Okay.
So for the questions, I have them on my phone. I've written them on a notepad, so if you guys see me looking down or like paying attention to my phone, I'm not distracted, I'm getting the questions. You have questions?
I have this, but so little.
Notes. Right, so the first thing is, how did you move to Poland? That's a question I get frequently. Like since I made the post on a Facebook group about like studying here, people ask me how I moved here. Like, did I come here through a job? As a student, what was the application process like? So Kate, how did you move to Poland? You mentioned you applied to Hungary, you applied to...
Yes, okay.
And you studied,
Yeah.
and you were in the States for a while.
It's a long story, but then I'll try to make it short. So,
Okay.
First of all, I tried to apply to other countries. Like Poland it was not in my choice.
Yeah.
Because I never think of Poland, and I know nothing about Poland. So I tried to apply for the Netherlands. It's like a scholarship for foreigners, for international students.
Okay.
But then in the year that I wanted to, it has been cancelled for Thai students. Because I don't know, somehow about the issue in Thailand too. And also after that I tried Hungary, also the scholarship for Thai students.
Yeah.
And it has been cancelled another time, another one. Yeah, two of them I tried. So I got one friend. She used to travel to Poland, and now she's living in the Netherlands, but she just came here to traveling like a short time, and she told me that, you know, you should try Poland because I traveled there and I paid exactly the same amount in Thailand, like the restaurants, for the travel, for the trips, everything. She said it's amazing. The country, the buildings, everything, the culture is amazing too. And she said that, and also it's famous right now. It's getting famous for international students to come to Poland. It was like, wow, I have no idea that Poland has such things, like, you know, like affordable or beautiful country, other thing. So I told her, okay, I'll give it a try. And then I found good courses that I like,
Yeah.
then I decided to apply universities in Poland.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, mine's is somehow the same. Interestingly, like before I moved to Poland, I also applied to Hungary.
Yes?
I did for like a government scholarship.
Oh, the same.
I know, yeah, it is.
Okay.
And then
Has it been cancelled? Like,
no, it didn't get cancelled, but like I messed up my application at the last minute. So anyway, I kept trying. I tried France, but then changes again with like the regulations made it such that I couldn't go. And then I tried Hungary, and then I joined uni in Kenya. And like after someone recommended Poland, they were like, oh, it has so many programs, you don't have to learn the language before you come here, like you could just come here. And then I applied and I got it. So that's my story in a nutshell. It is a real
so nice.
You like being on TV?
Yeah. Never been one.
That's right.
Lower.
Okay, let's see the next question. Oh, explain the application process. Like, since you give advice to students from time to time about how to apply when they're coming to Poland, tell us about the process.
Okay, so the process is, I think Poland has one of the most friendly, like the friendliest processes about the application to university.
Okay.
Because you don't really need to prepare a lot, like even you don't need to take exams for some programs, you know, like mostly bachelor, you don't need to take any exam. Mostly if you have the language taste, like IELTS, TOEFL, it's enough for you to take. So first of all, you just need to, they have the application, like online application. Most of university have that. So you just need to click on the link for the online application, fill in your personal data, and then the next step will be providing the required documents such diploma, high school diploma, transcript, the proof of the language. And maybe if, for example, some programs like architecture, they require like a portfolio to show that how good that you are at drawing, at painting. But most of the universities like us, our program, the IB, International Business, they don't really require a lot. You just need to pass have the enough point of TOEFL, IELTS, the language, and they just check your documents, the rest of your documents. And then some universities require the next step. If you pass the document, the next step will be interview, like online interview with the university. And they want to check how good you are in English, you know, if you're ready to study in university in English program, and also how interested you are in the program, like that, like general information. So if you pass this interview, it's probably the last step that they would just tell you, okay, we will announce in this date, and then that's the end of the process.
Yeah, the same thing happened with me. Like I had the online interview, but then it's not one-on-one. It's like you record videos and then answering questions, and then you submit them, and then they respond later on telling you whether you passed or not. Also about the language test, like in Thailand, I guess you guys don't study in English as your official language, do you?
No, we have, but you know, it's really rare to find such students from like international school or something like that. So mostly we have to submit this IELTS or something like that.
Okay, but in my case, I didn't really have to, because I could prove that I had studied in English throughout my education, and I had done the test. I mean, I had graduated and gotten the KCSE in English. So then sometimes as you're applying, if you haven't done the test, I don't think you have to do it necessarily. You could mention that you've been studying in English and provide proof from the ministry. Like, let's say your certificate. In Kenya, we have something called the KCSE certificate. So like you could provide it, and it states that you've been studying in English, and you've successfully studied in English?
Yeah, I think it's the same case like in Thailand too. Like if you are a student from international school, like American one, Canadian or whatever, you can have a proof that you just graduated from this kind of school, and you don't need to provide them the proof of language.
And something else I get asked frequently is like after students leave high school, because in Kenya we have multiple different systems. So the official one is the 844 system. That's like that's what we use and how we graduate, and it takes I think 8 years of primary school and then 4 years of high school. But then there are different systems like the IGCSE where students go through primary school and then they have their O levels I think, and then A levels after. So sometimes students don't want to do the A level after they finish the O levels. They want to join directly. Do you think it's possible?
Well, I mean, I would say that it depends on your country, the Ministry of Education. Like the whole world have different education system. Even in Thailand, you can't really compare to Poland. So I would say that the most important thing is this document, which is issued by the Ministry of Education from your home country. It will indicate that you have completely finished the high school, the high school level, and you are ready to take up university course. That's the most important document. Like every universities, they need this document. Like they need a high school diploma, they need transcript, and they need this document to prove that you are ready to take the university course. You're ready to go to study in university level. And also these documents have to be approved or legalized by the Embassy of Poland in your home country. And that will be like that would be all for documents.
Yeah, that makes so much sense, because also when it comes to grading, like another question I get is what are the minimum grades that you require to join a university in Poland? Like whatever system it is, how to know if you qualify is to check if you qualify in your country. So they don't really have a requirement for every single country. They just check with your ministry. So in Kenya, if you got a grade that can give you entry into a university in Kenya, then you're definitely gonna get entry into a university in Poland. The next question, also in line with this, is do you need to study Polish to join a university in Poland?
No, like they provide us for international students, they provide us English programs like taught in English. So you don't need Polish at all. Like in university, you talk with professor, talk with your classmates in English, and the whole subjects are in English. But you need it for in your daily life, talking, going to market, going to buy stuff, and you might need it. That's all. Just to swipe every day.
Do you speak Polish?
It's been 2 years. We will skip this one.
Okay. See the next question. Oh, let's talk about finances, like bank statements when you're coming to Poland. But an issue that I think you mentioned you had is like they deny the visa because of the bank statement here.
Yeah. So in my case, it's like a first time I tried to apply by myself. Even a second time to for the visa. And it turned out that they denied me because of my insufficient money in the bank statement, bank account. And I mean, somehow it was my fault too that I didn't really show them the amount of money to show them that I can have enough of the money to survive, to study, to live here in Poland. So they told me that they asked me, do you have credit cards? I said no, because in Thailand, like, we don't really use credit cards, we use cash.
In Kenya.
Yeah, I was like, it's impossible for me to find credit cards. And then the woman, she said that, you know, we kind of we want to see and check your credit card, because somehow credit card is better to check than the bank statement, because credit card, they can check you how much money you have, the limit, and also like the debt in credit card. But bank statement is like you can borrow anyone's money and put in bank statement, and they can't really be sure that it's really your money. So they told me that if you have such things like the proof about credit cards, bring us next time and it might be better chance. So I was lucky enough that I have somebody to provide me such documents about credit cards. And then the second time I went to the embassy and I showed them this proof of the credit cards, and it turned out that the second time my visa was approved because the credit cards was good and the amount of money was enough to show them that I can live here in Poland.
Yeah, in Kenya it's more or less the same, but then in my case they didn't ask for a credit card statement. Like a bank statement was okay, but then they asked for financial contracts indicating like for instance, if your parents are sponsoring you, then they're gonna need a financial statement, and then they're also gonna need an employment contract of the person who's financing you to show how they're getting their money and if the money is gonna be enough to cater for your education. And it also shows like how much money is spent on what. So let's say if you earn X amount of money, they have to check if your earnings will be enough to sustain your sponsor like in the home country and also cater for your education. So if it's business that you do, definitely bring a statement or a contract showing how much you've been earning through the business or how much your sponsor has been earning through the business, and you know, to show that it can cater for both of them living in the home country and you in Poland. Recently, I checked online about countries like Germany. So something else that could help is you could open a locked account. I don't know if Poland has that.
What is it?
Okay, so in Germany, when you're applying to study there, you have to put money that can sustain you for the whole year into a bank account that you can't access up until you reach Germany. So I've never tried it, but I think the same thing would really help in Kenya if you know you're able to, and you open an account and like put money inside that you're not going to use up until you come to Poland, then I think that would make it a bit more credible. So just to run over the things you've mentioned here, because I think this is a really big point that people ask a lot about. One, she's mentioned that credit cards really help a lot. Like if you can, in Kenya we don't use them that often, but then if you can find a bank that would give you a credit card that could show that you're gonna be able to afford to live here during your stay, then that would help. 2, bank statements. 3, an employment contract is a really big help. And 4, opening a locked account would definitely help you get things done.
Yes, I agree.
And on that point, something else I get is a question about the cost of living in Poland. Like, do you think it's high, and how much do you need to live in Poland? Like, when you submit your statement or whatever it is, like how much does the embassy require you to show in your bank statement for them to give you the visa?
Like from the regulations from like the embassy, like I checked, and they require you to have 2,500 zloty for the tickets returned back to your home country. At least you have to have this 2,500, plus you have to have the cut to cover the flats or dorm.
Okay.
For the whole year or the stay, the period of your stay in Poland.
Yeah.
And the third one is the cut of the tuition fee, the fee. That, for example, we pay 4,000 per semester.
Yeah.
So 1 year you have to have 8,000. At least you have to have this 8,000 plus 2,500 for tickets, plus the 1 year cost of the living for the flats and or dorm, something like that. This is like the minimum required. But then I suggest, because I always talk to the students in Thailand, that for example, if the whole cost it turned out to be, I don't know, around 10,000 swati, I suggest to double the amount. So you have to have 20,000 because it has. The more you have money, the higher chance you can get the visa.
Yeah.
So if you can double the price, double the amount of money you can show the bank statement to embassy, I suggest you to just double the price.
Yeah. Just a side note about the cost of living. People ask like how much exactly, because people want like exact figures. I'm not sure exactly how much because I've not checked with the embassy. But then here in Poland, when you're applying for your residence card, in Poznan, like every state has a minimum requirement. So in Poznan, when we were applying, it was 701 zlotys per month for living, and then accommodation, it depends on where you live. So if you live in a hostel, it's definitely gonna cost less, but then if you live in an apartment, it's gonna cost more. So you add 701 zlotys plus your rent and then multiply it by the number of months you intend to apply for your visa for. So how long was your visa? How many?
Only 1 year. Because student visa is only 1 year.
Like
what about you?
12 months exactly?
Exactly.
Mine was I think 10 months.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
good.
wait, let's see. Because I got it in it was valid as of October and it was due to expire in July or June. So yeah, 10 months for mine.
Mine is like because I stated that I will arrive to Poland on 20th of September. So they gave me 20th September 2019 until 19th September 2020.
Okay. That's like one whole year.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Damn it. I need the water.
It's okay.
This work.
Here, when you're in town.
Okay, I'm
I
ready.
feel like I watched this. I've been seeing so much.
Can I put my water?
Your what?
My water.
Okay.
I'll put it here so I can take it right away.
I know, maybe I should put my hair over.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, this looks kind of cute. What was it? What were you?
My
yeah.
visa valid, the validation of
Yeah. Okay, and the next thing is application dates. So when should we apply to Poland?
It depends on universities because like I don't know about Kenya or other countries, but then in Thailand they have some kind of like a common entrance system that every university have to have like very similar or same period of application, but not in Poland because Poland it really depends on universities. Like mostly, I would say mostly, it will start at maybe on April or May, and then the deadline, the end of application process will be ended around August, or even September if you really need to have more time like that. So we'll say around the whole summer in Poland. The application.
And how many intakes do we have? I joined in the fall semester intake.
There are two, like fall and spring. The fall one will be October, but mostly for international students it will be fall because it's like the beginning of academic year. So you have to start in October, but then for the spring it would be in March, as far as I remember, the spring intake. Those kind of intake, this intake, it probably will be for the exchange student.
Okay.
Yeah, so but for us that we want to begin our academic year, we have to start in fall.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay then. Alright, so guys, that marks the end of our video. This is the first part. Stay tuned for the rest. There are like 7.
Second, third, fourth are coming.
Yeah, stay tuned for them. Like we'll film the second part after this. So you guys, if you're in the same outfit, that's the reason why. But thank you so much for watching. If you've watched it this far, don't forget to like, to comment, subscribe, to share this video with anyone who might be interested, and wait, like, comment, share, subscribe. And turn on the notifications.
And follow us.
Oh yeah, and follow her. Follow Kate's Instagram and
Sunflower
her
Little
Facebook.
Funny.
Sunflower Little Funny.
I'm a lot funny.
Are you funny?
Yeah, I
Oh,
am.
yeah, she's actually very funny. You're more of a sunflower though. Okay, but anyway, yes guys, so thank you for watching.
See you.
Until next time. Wait. There's something else I wanted to say.
Is there something we have to cover?
No, yeah, in the first one. Oh yeah, so guys, that's how to apply to Poland and to move here. Thank you.